Will bring it right back. The leading scorer for the Sabres steps in over the line. He is stopped, and Podubny sends away Peter Stastny. One man back. Stastny waiting for help. Here's Podubny going right in on goal, and he couldn't get the shot away. Tried to go to the
24 ties in 69-70. That was their style of game.
Now here's Stastny with a drive. Cloutier makes the save. Anton Stastny back into the lineup. He had been sent down to the American Hockey League, and he was down there for 3 back blue line. Now they'll try again. Here they come. Podubny in over the line. He dropped it back to Goulet. Goulet's pass in front. The drive. Cloutier makes the save on Peter Stastny. Goulet in front of the net against Johansson. Now it comes back to Peter Stastny. Still with it, starts to get in with the drive. Block Sakic there. Now there's 1 second left. There's a pass in front. Cloutier makes the save. Through the goal crease to score! On a deflection in the goal crease. That is not a power play goal. The Nordiques have taken a 1-0 lead.
Quebec showed an awful lot of determination on that goal. They wouldn't give up, and Stastny will pick up an assist, but I think the goal might go to Michel Goulet. Let's have a look. We'll find out the truth right here. There's the rookie Sakic with the puck. He lays it into Stastny. Now, watch the man in front right here. No, that will go to Stastny. That went off the leg, I believe, or the skate of Doug Bodger. Keep an eye on Bodger in front of the net. You'll see the puck just bank right off his left skate right here. And in it goes. First goal of the game, Quebec Nordiques. Peter Stastny.
Now taken by Huff. Huff dropped it back, gives it to Steinberg. Here's Moeller, a pass in front. A backhand drive that went wide. Gillis tried to work in front. Cloutier's there to stop it. Now Krupp. Here's a loose puck in front. Taking a drive there and a bouncing puck. And
they might get another good draft pick this year.
Here's Sturgeon to Vide, shooting, and Gosselin made the save. Housley with the drive, and that's deflected. There's Andrzejczuk in behind the net. There's going to be another
penalty. Hurt again.
Another penalty going to go to the Quebec Nordiques. 5 is down, and he may have injured that.
I'll tell you what it is
again,
because he's holding his right arm, and what happens when you get a pinched nerve in your neck every time you aggravate it from with Rick Vive. Now watch it right here. Once again, look at the cross check he takes. He just gets pummeled from behind. They really laid him out and just snapped the neck again. The pain going down.
Now 50 seconds remaining with the 2-man advantage. Bodger quickly in and out of the Quebec zone. Gives it to Tucker. Tucker working, and he shoots. He scores! John Tucker. Wow, did he surprise Mario Gosselin. Gosselin, I believe, thought Tucker was going to try to center the puck. Instead, he just wrapped it off the far goal post. The game is tied at 1.
You know, Ted, I think it's easy to forget about a John Tucker right now, the way the season has went for him. And it's so important that he scores right here. This means so much to Tucker. And he scored this goal in Tucker fashion with those great, quick hands. I mean, you talk about an ace in the hole to have sitting there in your hockey club late in the season to help this team get into second place, try to stay ahead of the Boston Bruins, going into the playoffs on top of their game. This could be the guy right here. There's a shot, nice and low, and just tucked it in the far.
Boulder now taken by Sakic, gives it to Fortier. Now the pass, but it's broken up by Housley. No, picked up by Brown, shooting, and it went right through the legs of Cloutier and then went wide of the far goal post. Now Napier comes back. He left it for Rupp. Rupp into the line with Housley. Rupp shooting, the save, the rebound. Housley's in deep. Now Rupp is there. Now the pass to Peter Stastny, to Walt Podubny. The leading scorer for the Nordiques. Here's Podubny looking, still with it. Tried to send it in front. Podubny works right in front. The drive, Cloutier makes the save, then he gloves it. Cloutier sprawling in the goal crease, gloved that one and held. Walt Podubny, the leading goal scorer for the Nordiques. And here's a chance for Duchesne, shooting.
Now that goal cannot count.
Well, we're going to
that was off the Magnus, definitely. There's no question about it. There's no way that goal will count. I don't know, Quebec seems to think it will. No, not in a 1-1 game. If they call this goal in Quebec's favor. Maybe we can even get a better look at it. Now, watch the first shot by Cloutier. All right, here goes wide. Now they won. Okay, they're reaching out. He takes a A shot at misses it. Cloutier comes back, knocks it back. Now the net comes off. Now watch the puck. Vince, there it is. It's going into the net. Now it's a full second or two too late.
Zone into the corner now. Goulet comes up with it. He gets it back to Brown. Brown then lost it. It's taken by Hogue. He's got the speed. Benoit Hogue going right in and goal. Shooting. And that one, I believe, might have been blocked by Gosselin. Back they come again. Here's Brown. He's hooked, and there's going to be a penalty now again to Buffalo. I don't know whether sacking, waiting. Still has it. Lets it go in front. Deflected right over top of the crossbar. Peter Stastny with it. He gets it back. Brown with a big chance there. Cloutier, another save. They score. Podupny. Two-man advantage for the Nordiques, and they go into a 2-1 lead.
You know, as you watch the Nordiques score in this power play, you almost feel like they're positively going to score. They look very, very positive the way they're handling the puck, and they went after it. Podupny finally picked up the rebound. He didn't make any mistakes, but here's the excellent pass back to Brown, and Brown dishes it off. Smart move by Brown. That opens up things for Quebec right in that slot area, and you see Podupny just taps it up high over the fallen Cloutier, but it all started with an outstanding pass back to their leading power play goal scorer right there. Brown decides to go with the pass. Podupny doesn't give up on it. Didn't pull away after the shot, continued to go on toward.
No, not out. Out comes to Picard. Far side. Anton Stastny with it in the corner. Now Parker's after him. It'll come back to Lucian. Back into Anton Stastny. There's the pass over to Picard. Shoots! He scores! Another power play goal for the Nordiques. They take a 3-1 lead. They're 2 for 5 in the power play.
Well, you think it is important to have good specialty teams in the National Hockey League. Is this an example? Bing, bing, just like that. The Quebec Nordiques have the 3-1 lead, moving the puck around very nicely. Cross-ice pass right onto the stick of Picard, who doesn't stop the puck. He just snaps it in one motion. One times it right over the fallen Cloutier. Another excellent pass, a heads-up play by the Nordiques. Perfect, right on the blade of the stick. Would have been hard for Picard to miss that goal. The only way he could miss it is if he kept the puck low. Cloutier was there to make the save, but just shot it high. There you look at the goal scorer, Robert Picard.
Now for Hartman, he gives it to Johansson. Cleared it back in behind the net. Here's Hogue with it. Hogue out in front to Andrechuk, the drive, and it's tipped wide. All around the Quebec net, and it's deflected wide. Now Krupp goes back after it. He gives it to Johansson.
A lot of grit here coming back.
Fortier in over the line. It's kicked out. Here's a chance. Cloutier makes the save on. Rides it up to Goulet. He'll send it in off the boards. Here's Tucker. He tries to get away, and he's held. Here's Fortier with it. Now Fortier winds up with the shot. He scores! A big blast there by Fortier, and the Nordiques have taken a 4-1 lead.
Well, first of all, Fortier was really on a bad angle when he scores this goal, and I'm surprised the puck went in, but give an awful lot of credit for getting heat on this shot. It was really whistling. There was smoke coming off this drive from Fortier. But the thing is, you'll see in the replay here, watch the time he has to spin around and get set. Watch, everybody pulls away. Now, who's checking him at this point? They all leave. Fortier alone. He says, heck, I'll take the shot. Give me enough time. And they gave plenty of time. And he wound up and just spanked it in past Cloutier. Watch right here. Everything opens right up. Fortier says, I'll take the time. I'll go with the shot. See the bend in the stick? He got an awful lot on it and just blew it right by Cloutier. I think over his left shoulder.
29 seconds left in the Buffalo power play. Here's Parker with it. Now he gives it to Hogue. Hogue gets it back in. Parker, now Foligno's in front. Back it comes to Hogue. Oh, they've got some action in front of the net. Here's Foligno, and he's going after Lucian.
Well, he's going with the rookie right now. Lucian was trying to work him over. He wouldn't back away from Foligno, and Foligno was standing right up to him. They went at it earlier in the period anyways.
There's Ron Asseltine taking Foligno down, and Foligno is he hot. Lucian.
What makes you think that?
Lucian, a #1 pick in 1988 from Saskatoon. And he's big. He's 6'1", 205 pounds. He's back, gets it back to Napier, and they've got a 2-on, 3-on-1 break. Sakic in over the line. Starts to get in on goal. There's the pass over now back. They score! Jeff Brown, and the Nordiques take a 5-1 lead.
More per checking by Buffalo, unfortunately for them, deep in their own zone, in around that crease area and the valuable slot area. Just being out-muscled, shoved off the puck. Now, watch the play right here. He's trying to set this man up, draw that defenseman out of position a little bit. Really doesn't. The defenseman holds his position very nicely, but this man right here comes back, takes the shot away from that defenseman. The defenseman is slow, taking the goal scorer out. Nice play here by Sakic. Heads up pass. Now watch 22 right here. Puck coming across, bingo, into the far side. You can see the goaltenders out of the net by about 3 or 4 feet. Jeff Brown setting period.
Now Bodger clears it back into the Quebec zone. Gosselin, he had a little trouble with that. Back now to Bodger, shooting. It's blocked. Now taken by Arneal with his drive, and he's checked from behind, and Brown takes over with it. Now they've got a 2-on-1. Here they come again. McRae going it on goal. Knocked away by Arneal, taken by Anton Stastny. Now loose puck in front, Brown to the side of the net. Another save there by Elliott, a backhand drive, and Elliott makes the save. And the Sabres tonight, they are having their problems defensively.
Yeah, they're fine once they have control of the puck and they're out of their own zone. They're playing not all that bad a game. As soon as Quebec gets into the Buffalo zone, everything has been falling apart here. It's a lack of toughness. Imagine we're pulling in around 11, I would think, Ted. 11:30 at Pryor.
Here's a long pass to Anton Stastny. Gets by Sean Anderson. Tipped it. Elliott makes the save. They score again. Peter Stastny from his brother Anton, and it's a 6-1 lead, Quebec.
Look, I'm not going to repeat it again. I got to be pretty repetitious at this point about Buffalo in their own zone. You'll see for yourself right here. Quebec, they just really tear a hole through the defense here. Peter Stastny enjoying this evening's game, kind of a smirk on his face, the captain. Watch them go here with that famous Quebec long pass right on the money. Away he goes. Now it's the second man that follows up on the play right here. That Sean Anderson has this guy tied up, takes the player away from him, but it's that second man in, Stastny, who hustles into the Buffalo zone and chops it into the net for the goal.
And it's a 6-1 lead. Puck, there's a pass in front, went wide to the Quebec net. Here's Tucker in the corner with a Tucker to get to the goal crease. A bouncing puck, a loose puck. Here's a backhand drive. Another. Here's Tucker trying to get it. Oh, right to the goal crease. And then it came back to Bodger, and he couldn't block it.
Had him beat. Wow. It was right there. Went to the forehand, and I think the blade of his stick jumped up over the puck.
Outskept in by the Nordiques. Here's a pass in front, and good pass. Gives it to Duchesne. He lost it to Housley. Housley can't third. Podubny's there. It's recovered by Podubny. Got Peter Stastny shooting. Elliott makes the save. Got his goal stick on that shot. I think that's... Now Sakic, he lost it to Hartman. Trying to drop it back now to Parker into the corner to McGuire. McGuire pass gives it to Parker. Here's Parker in behind the net. Now McGuire going into help. Pants it in the corner. McGuire sends it. It'll come back now to Ramsey moving in on goal. Shooting. He scores! Mike Ramsey. That makes it 6-2, but there's only 8:27 remaining here in this third period.
Nice little snapshot, too, by Ramsey. Pulled the trigger really quick, but what I like on this play is the work of Kevin McGuire hustling the puck into the corner, finally finding a way to get it back to Ramsey. Ramsey takes 2 or 3 strides, and you see the puck will go right in between the legs of the goaltender. You just got to close those legs. The opening was there, and Ramsey went for it, and in it went. But he's a little smile on his face. He kind of likes it.
To prove something that they can get back and start to play. Now McGuire took hitters Forte into the corner, sends it to the side of the net. It'll come back now to Moeller. Here's a shot blocked by Parker. Bouncing puck. Parker tried to one-hand. Here's Peter Stastny. Side of the net now to Goulet. To Forte. Elliott makes the save, and then he gloves it and holds on. And you're right, Mike. Elliott's a stand-up. Here's a pass. It comes right through to Arneal. Goes into the Quebec zone, but the shot blocked. Arneal tried to tip it, but it was covered up the short side by Gosselin. Now they come back again with the man. Here comes Peter Stastny. In over the line. Gets to the back. Podubny worked in. He shoots. He fired it wide. Podubny back now to Brown. Brown shooting. Elliott makes the save, and he sprawls and holds on. And Goulet, he almost... Goulet. The far side. It'll come back to McGuire with a long shot. Blocked. It'll come back to Bodger. That's it. The game is over. The Nordiques have defeated the Buffalo Sabres here at the Coliseum. That's the first win for the Nordiques over Buffalo here at the Coliseum. this season. Buffalo winning the first game 5-4. They played to a 1-1 tie in the second game, and now the Nordiques have defeated Buffalo 6-2.